Welcome back, everybody, to episode number 20 of the Buko Boys podcast. I'm Dale.
And I'm DVO, Derek Van Otten, and I can't believe we're on number 20 already.
I know, that went by fast.
It's awesome, though. I hope you guys are enjoying the show.
I am.
I am as well.
So we've done a little groundwork so far. We've tried a proper burger.
Oh, yeah, so we're talking about our last episode. We were talking about finding the best burgers in Salt Lake.
So far,
Franchise and local.
So far, the local proper burger was pretty proper.
Yeah, we had a lot of people that recommended that, and we really liked it. The atmosphere was awesome over there, too.
Yeah, when we went into the bar area, they had skee ball, they had Ninja Turtles arcade.
Yeah, pinball.
Foosball.
Oh, it was a pretty cool little place.
It's a cool spot. And they pickled zucchinis on the burgers.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Those were good. So we're going to keep doing some research for you. Don't worry, Utah.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We'll get work done. So should we start with a couple local things going on? Or no, let's talk about that later. Let's talk about something big that happened in the Marvel world.
Yeah, they just released a trailer of the new Spider-Man movie.
That looks pretty dope.
It looks awesome. It looks like he's trying to go international.
Well, he's not trying to. He's on a school trip.
Yeah, he's on like a little field trip to Europe.
And he didn't bring his suit because he's like, they don't need a friendly neighborhood spider in Europe.
Little does he know.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
And so it starts off Aunt May, of course, from the last movie. Aunt May finds out. Oh, yeah. So she finds out that he is Spider-Man at the end of the movie. Was it the post-credits? Or just at the very end of the movie? I think it was just the very, very end of the movie. She sees that he's Spider-Man and ends with her going, "What the f?" And it cuts off.
That's right, I forgot. Yeah.
So this movie starts off with her introducing Spider-Man at some event or whatever, and then he's walking in the back with his mask off, and she, of course, knows, and Happy's there, and her and Happy have some kind of
little dialogue, flirting dialogue going back and forth.
And it's that awkward moment, and Peter Parker's like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, that was funny.
So let's talk about the villains in this.
There's two again.
There's multiple.
I'm not liking, but we'll see.
So it kind of looks like, from what I've been reading, it could be either Sandman or Hydro Man, or both, or the Elementals, which are four different characters that are like, you got an airbender, a waterbender, an earthbender, you know.
Yeah.
Something like that. So those are the Elementals.
Well, let's talk about how you came to that. So when you watch the trailer, he's shape-shifting, basically.
It's like a person standing in water, using water as a body.
And sand and vapor.
Like crumbling bricks.
Yeah. So it's hard to tell. At first I thought it was Sandman too, but then I started seeing him as the water formation. I thought, I don't know, that doesn't seem like his MO.
But then what threw me off was Mysterio coming in. And Mysterio, who was being played by
Jake Gyllenhaal,
yes. And he's almost looking like a hero in this. He looks like a good guy. He's supposed to be a villain.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then he also looks like he's using the mystic arts like Doctor Strange.
Right, because he was just more like magical, wasn't he? Like
master of illusion.
Tricks.
Yeah, like he was a master of illusion. He didn't really have any I don't think he really had any magic powers.
Yes,
exactly. He just had the art of illusion and tricking Spider-Man, and I don't know how he would fly though. I can't remember how he was flying.
Yeah, that's another good point too. Yeah, I don't get it. I'm not. Again, like I mentioned before, I don't like when there's double antagonists, which Mysterio is not portraying that in the trailer anyway. So I don't know, maybe he flips some point during the movie.
Yeah, that's kind of, I read something like that where they talked about maybe he could be changing sides somewhere.
So that will be.
I'm sorry if you guys hear weird noises in the background. My dogs are just causing a ruckus.
Keep it down.
Where's he at?
So this comes out. Was it April? I thought. Oh gosh, I can't remember when I saw the date.
I think it was. And I know it comes out after the Endgame movie.
Oh! I didn't even notice that. Okay.
So this is supposed to be taking place, I want to say, minutes after the Endgame movie ends.
Well, in Infinity Wars, Peter Parker turned to dust.
Right. So of course that's getting reversed. Just like I called it. of course it's getting reversed. There's too many movies coming out where they're going to need the heroes that evaporated.
Yeah, okay.
So with the time stone and everything, I knew that was going to go back. And then, come to find out, Samuel L. Jackson said something in an interview saying that Captain Marvel can time travel. So there's that.
Oh, interesting.
So and she couldn't time travel in the comics. And I wonder if he meant she can withstand time travel, so like her body can take it, or she can actually travel through time. Like that's one of her things.
Okay. And Nick Fury makes an appearance in this trailer too for Spider-Man. So that'll be it. All right. I mean, I always look forward to Marvel movies, so I'm looking forward to this one. And we'll let you guys know after we watch it what we think about it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it more and more as it comes up.
Okay.
Because there's gonna be more stuff coming out.
So I want to switch. You ready to switch gears?
Yeah, we can switch.
I want to talk about you got your Christmas present. One of it was being a DNA test.
Yeah, that was a really cool gift, and I got my results back.
It was from my wife, so,
so thank you, sister.
So I want to see the results. It was very interesting. I don't have to take the test because we have the same blood, so
but
same DNA.
I want to say this was off.
Okay.
Mainly because our cousin, who on our dad's side, it's our dad's brother. So our first cousin, he had taken the test, and he is also half Filipino, half Caucasian.
Okay.
And his Caucasian side was different than mine. So on mine, I have 51% England, Wales, and Northwestern Europe. And then 3% Germanic Europe, which includes Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg. 1% Norway.
I was surprised by that one with only 3%, obviously with our last name being Dutch. Right. I thought it would be a lot more Netherlands. Unless it's...
And then I'll show you what our cousins...
I don't know. Well, then once you finish reading the rest of the results, percentages.
Well, because I was just talking about the ones that differed on our dad's side. Because then here it is on our first cousins, he had 21% being Europe West, being Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg. And 18% being Great Britain. And 9% Scandinavia. Which is way different than
Which
mine.
company did he use?
Same one, Ancestry.
Oh.
He used the exact same one. So, I don't know.
Once you finish reading the rest of the results of yours.
Okay. Because the other results were... Let's see. Where did it go? Okay. 39% Philippines, 5% China.
Yeah.
And then there's a 1% Native American.
Interesting.
So,
interesting.
But mine seems a little off.
Okay.
Especially with knowing where we come from, and then our first cousin having very differing results.
That's interesting.
But I would like to try different ones. I would like to try different companies. Okay. But I did hear something that was disturbing from this.
What?
There's a company that does the ancestry stuff, DNA stuff, called 23andMe.
Okay.
And they had just recently got bought out by a pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
That just seems a little scary that a pharmaceutical company now has your DNA test results. You know, who knows what they're going to do with that. They might start sending you random samples saying, trust me, you'll need these later.
Maybe that's a good thing then.
Could be something pretty nuts.
Maybe who knows? Maybe it could be a good thing.
I don't know if I trust it.
So I saw this story about Costco. I love Costco.
We all love Costco.
And I saw the story. We can talk a little bit about Costco too, but they are selling tubs. I should have got the weights of these.
7 pounds.
Oh, is it? Oh, you know. So tubs of Nutella and tubs of mac and cheese. Is mac and cheese the same?
I can't remember.
But so I mean, it's funny. Obviously, we all know Costco's known for their bulk sizes.
Well, that's the whole point of Costco.
Yeah, you know, you get the price breaks, so that's always good. But you know, how often are people going through tubs of Nutella?
Restaurants.
Oh, good point.
So restaurants that go through like food trucks.
Food trucks,
dessert food trucks.
Hey, we have some pretty good food trucks here in Utah, like a waffle one and things like that.
We got a few waffle ones now. They go through quite a bit of Nutella.
I like Biscoff on mine personally.
I'll go for a 50-50.
Oh, I'm not the biggest fan of Nutella.
I am. I love it.
I know our daughters love it. They go nuts for it.
Well, if you like Ferrero Rocher.
Yes. Same company. But yeah, it was just I was like, wow, it made headlines. I thought it was kind of funny. I mean, I'm not surprised by it, but I just thought it was funny. That's why I thought I'd bring it up. But I thought we could talk about Costco because I love it so much. But I also have let's talk about things that we like and dislike about Costco. Okay. So let's start with things we don't like. Obviously, the crowds. That's probably the biggest one for me. Like going on a Saturday is almost kamikaze.
I don't like the sitting area for the cafe.
The food court area?
Food court, yeah.
Okay, why is that?
Because there's never enough room, and everyone
never
goes
enough
there.
Tables, you mean?
They put it right where. Well, okay, I'm gonna say the ones in Utah, anyways. I've been to some in other states where the food court is outside the store.
Oh yeah, we went to one in San Diego.
And I've seen other ones that have a different layout, but all the ones here in Utah and other ones I've seen in other states have it where the food court is right after the registers.
Yes.
And so most of the time you're going there to get food after you're done shopping.
Right.
So everyone has carts full of groceries.
Oh.
And they're trying to eat. And there's never enough room to get carts between the places to sit. So they always
need a cart parking garage.
Yeah, but at the same time you're scared people are going to take your shit if you don't put it right next to you.
But they can't leave without their receipt.
Yeah, true. But at the same time, you don't know. You don't know. Yeah. It's scary. People are jerks.
That's true.
So I don't like how the seating area is. There's no room for carts, no room to move your carts anywhere, and the only open seat is way deep in the very back, and you can't get your cart through there.
Yeah, it's almost like they need like a parking stall next to the table.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one though.
That'd be a cool concept.
Yeah, like a little parking stall next to your table. Or
just when they build Costco's, just kind of make room for that. They should know that they need more room for carts.
Because what you're mentioning, because of that, I actually eat first before I go shopping.
True.
So then I don't have to worry about that. Plus, I'm less hungry when I go shopping. Otherwise, I'm going to buy more.
But there's always
stuff.
Samples. That's what keeps you going. You eat the samples.
Hey, hold on. That's the good part. We're going to get to that.
Okay. So that's one of the cons. That's the con.
Obviously, the crowd. So I had an experience over the weekend. I went Sunday, and right by one of the samples, some lady leaves her cart. She's walking, sees the sample, leaves her cart in the middle of the aisle, and then goes and grabs the sample. And that irked me. Because people are like kind of trying to go around her cart. And I didn't know who it was at first.
You could have kicked that cart.
Oh, well, I was announcing. Someone left their cart in the middle of the aisle. Like I was announcing it. And people were looking at me and kind of like, yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks for bringing it up. And I noticed this Asian lady looks at me. And she just gives me this smile, and I just looked at her and I said, "It's gonna be her." She just has no idea that I'm making fun of her publicly out loud. And lo and behold, she got her sample and went and grabbed her cart. And then she went to the next aisle and left her cart there to go look at something on the end cap. And I was just like, "Oh, this lady!" I pushed it. So the crowds bug me, and then people.
Inconsiderate people.
That's it. That's the word I'm looking for. Inconsiderate people. So not only just like leaving their carts in the middle of aisles to go look at something or grab something. It's like, go to the side. Go to the side and go look what you need to do. And then people, as they're walking, pushing their cart, and they just stop in the middle to look at something. It's like, whoa, there's traffic moving here. Like, come on, don't just stop. That's in general, though. People that just stop in the middle of walking. Just stopping to look around.
But the crowds there make that pretty hard to deal with, because if somebody was to do that on a regular slow day or whatever, it wouldn't be a big deal. No, it's easy to get around them. But when it's that crowded to where the whole aisle is just congested and there's no way you're going to get around them, they're just stopped right there, and you're like, great, you're stopping everybody.
Yep. I'm like, you're stopping. I announce these things sometimes. You're holding up traffic. So those are some pet peeves. Mm-hmm. But in general, I love Costco overall. I love Costco. So you mentioned samples. Is that your favorite thing about Costco?
It is my
100%. Best thing about Costco is free samples. I read this story. It was in a funny article, and it was a gentleman. And he said, me and my wife go to get all the samples. We collect them all, and then go into a corner and just and just like hide in like Gollum style and just snack away at our samples before we go shopping.
I couldn't hold on to my sample that long.
No, I couldn't either. As soon as it popped right in my mouth.
Right.
It's gone.
And then there's a garbage can right there, and I don't have to hoard it all. That guy just sounds weird. He just sounds really weird.
That's what made the story funny to me. that they hoard it all and eat it. Samples are the best. I just think they have good quality stuff that they sell too. Like their seasonal things and everything that.
I think Costco's signature brand, that Kirkland.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good quality stuff.
I mean, their alcohol, outside of Utah, they make their own alcohol, Kirkland, and also good quality stuff. I mean, for your wedding, we got vodka and gin and what else? Whiskey and...
Tequila,
that's what it was. And, I mean, good quality stuff. It's also made by the same... Like their vodka is made by Grey Goose is what I heard.
Yeah, Grey Goose makes their vodka. I think Crown makes their whiskey.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's good quality stuff at a good price. I just wish they sold that here in Utah, though.
I know, Utah... No, they got to have their hands in all the alcohol sales.
I know, that part's annoying.
Super lame.
So, I mean, anyway, I thought it was a funny story with Costco and then just talk about Costco, some things we like. Anything else? I mean, I love that Costco, you can like, I haven't bought tires from there, but I've heard they have good deals. But it's nice that you can like pull up, drop off your car, get some maintenance done on it.
Car batteries are a good deal there too.
Oh, that's good. I didn't even think about that. What else are good deals? Hot dogs are good deals.
$1.50 and a drink.
That's a great deal right there. I actually heard on their rotisserie chickens, which are amazing. They're rotisserie chickens. They're $5 each, right?
Yes.
They actually don't make a profit on those, I read.
Really?
But people love them so much. It's like a big draw. So they just keep selling it because it's a great price. But they're strategic about it. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's such a good deal. People love it. People go get it. So they place it all the way in the back of the store.
So they have to go through the whole store.
They have to go through the whole store to get to that chicken. And then, things are catching their eye. And their baked goods are awesome. I mean, the produce. I love everything about Costco.
Yep.
Do you like it over Sam's Club?
Definitely.
I do too.
Sam's Club just seems like, every time I go into Sam's Club, it seems dead. It seems like it's always so dead.
And it seems like their employees are dead.
Yeah, their employees are just like barely holding on to life.
Yeah.
They're just like, I don't know, things are where they go, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So
you ask, where's this? I don't know where it should be. You walk away.
Where it always is. And it's true.
It's probably somewhere in the dark, like my heart.
It's true. So, yeah, I like Costco better. Sorry, Sam's Club.
Yeah, Costco wins.
But yeah, it's an awesome place.
Oh, but speaking of the alcohol, talking about the alcohol there at Costco reminded me of something. I did my first little acting gig.
Okay.
So I did something similar to what we do on the show, where I did this taste testing with alcohol, and it was this cool little machine that it changes the molecular structure of alcohol to where you make shitty alcohol taste like good alcohol. It was weird. It was the craziest thing. They were having me taste test these.
What's in it? What's doing it? What's inside this?
I don't know. It's this little machine. It's like the size of it's a little bigger than an Alexa, or let's say a big size bottle of liquor. But it's white. It's about 2 feet tall.
Okay.
And about 6-inch circumference.
All right.
And you pour the liquor in there, and I don't know what it does. It's some type of filtration. It shakes it up. It does something. It changes the molecular structure. You pour it, and it tastes like high-end liquor.
Interesting.
So they were having me do these blind taste tests. Try this one that's been through it, and this one that hasn't, and give my opinions on it. And at the end, they told me all what it was and how it worked. It's pretty interesting.
Okay.
It was a little expensive for this device, but.
How much are they going for it?
Around $350. But
that's
for somebody, it's expensive. But if for somebody that goes through a lot of alcohol, that say they purchase high end alcohol, I mean, you buy an $8 bottle compared to a $45 bottle, right?
Yeah.
Well, now you can turn that $8 bottle to make it taste like that $45 bottle.
All right.
So you think about that, the savings you would get off of that. Add that up through the year. I mean. For somebody that drinks often, they could pay it off within that first year.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to yeah. So it tasted pretty good.
Yeah, it actually.
You only tested with vodka?
No, I did vodka. Okay. I did cognac. I did whiskey.
Oh, okay.
But they all, like after it's ran through that machine, they all had like a sweeter taste, and that alcohol burn, was not bad.
Okay, it's interesting.
So it almost made it like the natural flavors come out, and that stinging, yucky alcohol that makes your face go. Ugh. It takes that away.
I got a question for you then. At what price point would you say, yeah, I'll buy it?
Under 200.
Okay.
I think under 200 would more catch my eye. I think the 350 is more like, eee. That's like the last thing I'd buy.
So if it was 200, would you buy it?
Yeah.
You would? Okay. All right,
yeah, if it was 200, but I don't buy that much alcohol. I don't drink alcohol anymore that much. Like it's one of those things that I do on rare occasions.
Yeah.
Like I don't even drink at home anymore. Like I won't even grab a beer out of the fridge and watch TV with it. Like it just
You're a lot less stressed these days.
Yeah, I guess
probably quitting that job that helped.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty interesting. So that's a pretty fun little thing you did then.
Yeah.
All right.
So and they were like they liked my my answers. They're like, we really like your natural, the way you talk about it. I'm like, well, I do this on a podcast sometimes.
Did you get them to subscribe?
You damn right I did.
All right, good, good. When people ask me about the podcast, I just said, yeah, what kind of phone do you have? And what do you listen to music on? And I pull up and say, hey, you know what? You're there. Just hit that subscribe button. I've been doing that all the time. Thanks you guys for that subscribe. We appreciate you guys.
Love all you guys.
So I want to talk about some interesting news going on here locally.
Local stuff.
And this one that we have here on the notes here is not necessarily local. It's happening all over. But there's been some crazy instances. It's the Bird Box Challenge.
These challenges are dumb as shit.
Yeah, especially one like this. So let's give us some background behind what it is.
So of course, Bird Box, that movie with Sandra Bullock on Netflix, where you can't see the little demons or they'll make you kill yourself.
Did you hear what they were supposed to look like and they cut it out?
Sour-faced babies.
Yeah,
like they look old, but they look like babies.
What because they're like shaved heads and like chubby cheeks and
wrinkled.
Yeah, they're wrinkled around their sourpuss face.
Yeah,
it's just. So I'm glad they got cut out of the movie. It did look funny. But yeah, in the movie, they're trying to get to a grocery store so they can get food. Mm-hmm. And what they do is they get the car and they paint all the windows black and put newspaper up so they can't see. So their method of seeing
was the GPS.
It's the GPS to get to the grocery store on the vehicle.
Yeah. Well, and this stupid kid that did it here in Layton, Utah, she blindfolded herself. And there was somebody sitting.
Oh, she blindfolded herself?
She blindfolded herself. There's somebody in the passenger seat filming her. And she's driving.
Were they giving her guidance?
Like go straight, no.
Veer left?
I don't even know.
I wonder.
You'd think they would at least be smart enough to grab the wheel and keep it straight if they're being this stupid in the first place. Who knows?
Oh, boy.
Anyways.
This actually takes to another level. I mean.
This is two stupids. Two stupids in the same car doing two stupid shit. Anyway. The one that blindfolded herself that's driving veered into oncoming traffic and sideswiped.
So she did in the middle of the day or what?
Yeah, in the middle of the day, like a big dumb idiot.
That's a whole other level.
Yeah, I think she should get her license taken away for.
Because I know some people what they were doing was I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if they were just keeping their eyes on their GPS and not looking on the road or whatever and going. But yeah, you think is someone else not with you to like say, hey, brake or.
I thought people were just doing they were just blindfolding themselves and just doing random things in a controlled area that they couldn't get hurt, you know? Like, I'm going to blindfold myself and try to find my car keys over here or something, you know? Something like that. But instead, they're going to drive and endanger everyone else.
Especially in the middle of the day. I mean, I know I saw one report where somebody did it, and it seemed like it was like in the middle of the night, so it's a lot less traffic. Still stupid, though.
Way stupid.
But, yeah, stop doing stupid challenges. Do cool ones, like eating Ferrero Rochers or something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Do cool challenges, not stupid challenges.
After surviving, like, the whole Tide Pod wave, you just survive something. Like, why go do something else to kill yourself?
You know what? If you want to eat Tide Pods. But don't do things that's going to, mess with other people, like driving blindfolded.
Yeah, don't shove a Tide Pod in someone else's mouth.
Yeah, eat it your damn self. You want to kill yourself? It's called process of elimination. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Just don't feed it to
some people.
Yeah, crazy. Anyway, you want to talk about that challenge? Stop doing stupid challenges.
Yeah, how about do your homework challenge? Try to get all your homework done in an hour. Do that challenge.
Get a 4.0.
Do the honor roll challenge.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My daughter's kicking ass in the honor roll challenge.
Is she?
Yeah.
That's good. She's on the honor roll?
Yep, 4.0 again.
Oh, that's great. I think our daughter's close. I think she has one B, but the rest A's. So, but she's trying. She's trying to get that to an A. So.
Good.
So, yeah, that's a good challenge. I like that one. Honor roll challenge. I like that one. Another news report that came out locally, though, was at Fashionplace Mall. There was a shooting.
Murray, Utah.
So that's in Murray, Utah, gang-related. It was like a group of 12 people, and they just kind of got an altercation in the mall, and then end up going outside, and shots were fired between a couple people with guns.
Right.
And obviously this is terrible. 2 people got hurt. One is in critical condition. The one went home later that day. So good news on that. Good news, no one was killed. That's the good news.
Yeah, especially with 2 people actually getting hit with bullets.
Here's the problem is with guns like this is these people get guns, and and I bring up the point again. It's good to have strict gun laws, but you can't stop it. You know what I mean? Like, people are always gonna get their hands on. Right. These are gang members.
I guarantee you, these guns were not purchased by any one of these guys.
Exactly right. They're probably stolen or whatever. So, or they got on the black market. People are going to get
They were teenagers. They can't go buy their own gun.
When I was 15, I had easy access to an illegal gun. I could easily just say, "Hey, I need a gun," and it'd be in my hands in 2 hours. I had easy access. If you know certain people, especially that
kind of whatever you want.
It's easy to get
hold of piranhas.
Yeah,
because I wanted them and I got piranhas.
You know how to get them, But the scary thing is, though, is when they're shooting, like, people like this that are not experienced with guns either. I mean, I know they're not experienced. They probably look in the mirror and pretend a lot.
Well, they say little kids have the best shot.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, they're not little kids. They're 19.
Well, I know, but the people just pointing and squeezing, for some reason, they have they don't know what they're doing. They say little kids that take guns, they're dead on all the time.
But the scary thing is when you're exchanging gunfire, you sometimes forget what's behind that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so.
When I took my concealed weapons class, one of the things the teacher, or the instructor, I shouldn't say teacher, the instructor pointed out was one of the reasons why we do a shooting portion of the test is because you have to keep in mind it's not only your target, but what's behind your target. So in case you miss or the bullet goes through your target, you have to kind of be aware of what's behind them. Right. And so obviously these people were injured, just innocent bystanders.
No, they were part of the fight.
The ones that got shot?
Yeah.
They were?
Yeah, they were part of the fight. I thought they could have been innocent bystanders too, but no, they were part of the group that were in the fight.
Interesting. Because what the news said was that both sides were gang members, and this group does not. The people injured do not look like gang members to me. No. Interesting.
But
all right. That's pretty interesting. So, target reached, I guess. But
it almost looked like, because it looks like it hit them low in their legs.
It
almost looked like they were ricochet off the ground and
it could have been. Who knows where that ricochet could have went too. Mm-hmm. Or they're holding their gun sideways, and obviously when you do it that way, it doesn't aim right. So.
I love watching those fails.
Gun fails?
Gun fails, stupid ass. Someone hold it sideways and bam, right in the face.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty funny. But, I posted on my social media, so you guys can follow me at D Van Otten, at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, at D Van Otten. And I actually went to the mall, Fashionplace Mall, the exact same mall, 24 hours earlier. So this shooting happened this past Sunday. Mm-hmm. I was there Saturday. Okay? I went there to kill some time. So I was in between appointments, and I was in the Murray area, and I said, I actually want to go to. There's a couple stores I wanted to go to, so I said I'm going to go in there and go waste some time. So I get to the mall and I park on the east end, right where about the shooting was. I'm actually at the next entrance over from where the shooting was. So the shooting happened in one entrance on the east side. I was at the next entrance. And I get out of my car and I'm walking to the building. Halfway, I turn around, I look at my car and I said, should I grab my gun? So I always have a gun on me usually. Okay, it's for self-defense. I've had guns pulled out on me. But just, you never know. So in my car, I keep a gun there, and I thought to myself, should I go get my gun?
Damn right, you should.
And sometimes that I don't think about it. Sometimes this time it just came to me, and in my head, I remember having a conversation to myself in my head, and I remember saying this: maybe I should go get it because there hasn't been a mall shooting in Utah for quite a while, and I feel like there's going to be one soon. I remember distinctively saying this out loud to myself, and I actually passed. I said, "Nah, this is Fashionplace Mall in Murray, Utah. It's a nice area. I think I'll be okay." And I started walking back to the mall, and I did hesitate when I got to the door about going back again. But I went through, did my mall's experience, and I left. That was Saturday. So again, I had this feeling like there's going to be a mall shooting soon. I didn't know it was going to be exactly 24 hours later at the exact mall I had this feeling at.
That's pretty nuts.
It's pretty nuts, and I told my wife that story, and she goes, "You've been having like a lot of these intuitions, premonitions, whatever you want to call it, psychic abilities, I don't know, superpower.
You got magic powers?"
So I've been getting these a lot. Like I predict a lot of times what people are going to be saying to me. Yeah, so a lot of these things are
like I said, keep
weird.
notes of all that.
I should. I whenever I think of someone, like randomly they'll come to my mind. I'm not shitting you. Within a week, I run into them, and I might not have seen them in years. And all of a sudden, I'll think about them for whatever reason, and then boom, I see them.
Do you remember? So it seems like the mall. Back to the mall, real quick.
Okay.
Sorry. It seems like there used to be a lot more gun violence in the malls back in the 90s.
Was there?
Yes.
I don't remember a ton.
I remember there being a couple shootings there at the mall back in the 90s, late 90s, and one of them actually was inside the mall, where the bullets were actually landed in the walls and stuff by the Dillard sign, which is used to be Sears. It was Sears at the time, now Dillard's. But I remember the bullet holes being there on the walls, and you could see them for a long time. Sorry.
You saying that actually it does kind of bring up a little bit of memory. I don't remember the whole story.
And then I remember there's always like drive-bys at Valley Fair Mall, and there's been a couple
that's
there.
in the ghetto. That's why.
Yeah, but I mean, those happen a lot frequently in the 90s.
Okay.
I was even involved in there was a big fight one year, I want to say in 98.
Okay.
98? I would say 98. There was about a dozen of us that brawled in the food court, and no one had
Which
guns.
mall?
Fashionplace.
Okay.
But it was around Christmas time, and so the mall was packed. The evenings where you can't move is the food court, and everybody left the food court. I mean, there was a big wall of people, and we were just brawling in there.
Jeez, such a heathen.
I was a hood rat.
Doing hood rat stuff.
Doing hood rat stuff with my friends.
Remember, so where we grew up, we actually lived near this mall. It was walking distance. We used to walk all the time in the summer in between. When, in elementary, when we didn't have school, we'd walk to the mall a lot and go do hood rat stuff. One of my favorite memories, though, was going to Tilt. Yes, remember Tilt?
Tilt was
It was an arcade. And that was, I miss that. Because you don't see those anymore. You don't see arcades anymore.
Do at the mall, too? We'd go buy Pogs.
Yep. Or I would steal them. And slammers.
Yeah.
Pogs were fun, though. That was like our form of gambling. Little cardboard chips were our form of gambling.
I had my favorites that I would never bet.
yeah, you were like, this is just for show. This is just a show off.
Can't you see it has a hologram on it, you stupid?
This is an 8-ball, okay? Or a Joker.
This is a Stussy symbol.
Those were good. But I remember Tilt was fun. Used to go play arcade. What were some of your favorite arcades?
Tekken Tag.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, Tekken Tag was a good one. I mean, you mentioned at the Proper Burger went to, they had the Ninja Turtle arcade game. I used to love that game.
Yeah.
That was good. X-Men had a good game I used to love.
Yeah, which was very similar.
Predator had a game I used to really like too.
Yeah.
What was another one of those? Killer Instinct. That's what. Those fighting games.
Yeah.
Remember Killer Instinct? That was a big popular game. Tekken and Killer Instinct. Mortal Kombat. And get all the tickets. But you don't see those anymore, the arcades anymore.
Well, now you do at the bowling alley. Or Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, Dave & Buster's, it's pure like an arcade place now. Like for adults and families.
Yeah.
I went to the one in Salt Lake. You took me over there just to kind of walk around. I haven't been to it yet. It was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. And why were we down there?
Oh, while we were downtown?
Yes.
So we were killing some time again. Because we went to London Belle.
Right.
So you tell the story of how you got to know London Belle.
So a buddy of mine,
Give him a shout out. What's his name?
His name's Frank.
We made him subscribe, so give him a shout out.
So Frank, him and his buddy, they partnered up and opened up this bar downtown right on Main Street called London Belle.
And how'd they come up with that name?
So it's named after a famous madam named Belle London.
Oh, okay.
And so she was from the Ogden area. She was a madam. They brought her down to Salt Lake to kind of take care of the brothels going on here. I can't remember where. There's a red light district somewhere in Salt Lake.
Interesting. It's still there today, right?
Well, yeah, the buildings are all still there. Well, actually, the building that he purchased for this bar actually had a brothel. The second and third floor above the bar was a brothel that was abandoned and closed off. I mean, the windows were broken. Pigeons were living in there. So
probably just bums.
Yeah, probably a bunch of bums up there. But anyways, he just renovated it, cleaned it up, fixed everything up. It looks pretty good. And he let us go in and investigate, see if there's any spirits in there.
Yeah, pull up your audio while I talk for a little bit, so maybe we can play it here. But yeah, so he let us in. We went to the top floor, and he told us some of the experiences they had, like they hear noises, and they can't tell if it's the heating, if it's the wood, if it's the building. So
yeah, they talk about
there is some
noises.
history.
Well, the history being that, I mean, it's been other things throughout the past. It's directly next door to Whiskey Street, if people are familiar with that.
In Salt Lake.
And so nobody's used those upper two levels before. It was just the main level. That's all they used. They just locked the doors and never bothered with it. And it was just all run down.
Yeah, they remodeled inside. And the locker rooms...
Yeah, so they were like
it's not
bedrooms.
like a locker room. Don't think of like a gym locker room.
No, it's just like a room with a row of lockers for girls to hang their stuff up, or the guys.
Yeah, I mean it is locker size. It's tall, really thin though. Just to hang. Maybe they probably changed in there. I'm sure in between their gentlemen's of the night, they changed. And there's a small little area out there. So we just started investigating, snapping pictures. I was snapping pictures, and you were doing like a baseline readings.
Yeah, there was no K2 readings in there at all.
Because what are you searching for when you do that? You're looking for
I'm looking for things electricity that will set off the K2 meter. So areas in there that will just set it off. So I'm looking for like wires that would set it off, or any electrical anything that would emit an EMF that would make the device go crazy.
Right.
So I'm looking for those in there. I'm seeing anything that would cause it to go off, and when it goes off, I'd look for what the source would be. There was nothing in there. There was nothing causing it to go crazy. Nothing was setting it off with the K2. And we were just in this little area. This room, it was pretty much like 3 rooms is all it was. And only in the back left room is where I could really feel anything, in that corner. And that's where I went, and then that's where we started picking up some activity.
Yeah.
And we were getting voices coming through the Echo Box, the app that we've talked about before.
But before we did that, though, you were using the tools and getting some responses.
Yeah, so I was using the Ghost Meter Pro, and with that, I picked up on a spirit and was asking about who it could be. It was kind of pinpointing that it was a woman, and I was getting the letter M. So I was asking if her name started with M. Then I asked if her name was Mary, and it was saying yes. So I went back and kind of re-asked the same questions a few times throughout that session and was getting the same answers. So it seemed like I was talking to a girl named Mary. But later on, when we were using the Echo Box, a couple other names came through.
So explain the Echo Box.
So we've talked about it before. It's the only app that we'll use, and it's just a sweeping app. It sweeps
through white noise channels.
Through white noise, there's like male voices, female voices, and it just sweeps different noises, and we can change the speed of the sweep, and all that. So, anyways, it was just sweeping noises, and it goes so fast. There's no way that they can actually. It's moving faster than they can say words. Yeah. So they'd have to go over many frequencies to put it together to actually say words. And one of the times when I asked for a male name that came through said Herb, and I asked it if there was a Herb, and then there was a male voice that kind of just went that. couldn't really make anything out. And then a female voice comes through, and it sounds like she says my entire name. Sounds like she says Dale Van Otten.
Yeah, did you have that queued up?
I have it.
So we're going to play it. We'll play it maybe a few times so you guys can hear it. But tell us what you guys think. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, here it goes.
Is there a herd in here?
Right there.
Okay, don't talk this time.
There.
Do you know my name? Yes. Is there a herd in here?
So right there.
Yeah, play it again. Tell me if you guys hear that too. Dale Van Otten, it's saying. And then we hear us talking.
Say my name.
So we both heard it and we both said it. Oh, it just said your name. Maybe one more time. I want you guys to make sure you guys can hear that really well. And I want you guys' feedback. So he's going to cue this up again. Let us know what you think. Dale already posted it on our Instagram and Facebook. So at Buko Boys. Tell us if you guys can hear it. You can listen to it again there. What do you guys think it says?
Okay, ready?
Is there a herd in here? Say my name.
You hear us start talking about it. So pretty interesting, right? We had some experience. We were asking how many spirits are here, but we weren't getting clear. We were getting numbers said to us.
Yeah, it was saying numbers.
But it was numbers all over the place.
Yeah.
So we'd say, how many spirits are here? 4, 5, 6, 11.
No, it was saying 5 and 6 a lot, and then it was saying 11 a lot, and then it would randomly say like 7. But we were getting a lot of 5 and 6 and 11. So
yeah,
I was asking, is there 5 males, 6 females? But I don't think there was that many spirits. I felt
we didn't get that feeling.
No, I felt more like there was only 1 female and 1 or 2 males in there.
Oh, did you get it? I don't know if you caught this one, because I don't know if you recorded this time, but we got another voice heard clearly. It came back and it said, "He's coming." Remember that?
That I'm gonna have to look for that. I think.
Did you forget about that one?
I did forget about that.
That was a good one. We heard that one clear.
Yeah,
right?
one was
so
clear.
see if you can find that one. We heard "He's coming." We tried to ask who's coming. We didn't get a response. A lot of times it's very muffled. We don't hear it very clear all the time.
Right.
It's almost like stuttering noises sometimes. But that one was pretty clear.
Yeah.
And then at you had some questions at the end.
Yeah, there was a couple of responses where a voice would come through in a whisper, where it sounded like somebody was going, "Hey."
Oh, that's right. And I couldn't make it out. You could hear the whisper, but you couldn't make it out.
It's kind of spooky sounding.
Yeah. There was a few voices that came through. It was like 3 voices, different voices we could hear.
But that one was just right at the beginning of the recording, so it's really easy to pinpoint that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then we stopped recording for a minute, and we went back to just using the devices, the EMF and Ghost Meter. Mm-hmm. And then we turned it back on the Echo Vox app, because we plug it into a speaker, so it is kind of loud. We plug it in and say, okay, we can hear you now. And then, remember, you hear loud and clear a voice coming through. It said, "Speak."
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Speak.
It said speak.
So very clear. We heard, "He's coming." Speak. We think it says your name. And then at the end, we got another clear response. Remember that one?
Oh, yes. So at the very end, when I asked, okay, if you wanted to leave, tell us goodbye. And right after I said that, you hear this woman go, "Bye."
Yeah, loud too. It was probably the loudest response we heard.
I didn't get that recorded though. That wasn't recorded.
That would be a good one.
That was just kind of like, because we were going back and forth from things. The K2 meter was going off while we were doing one of the sessions on the Echo Vox. When we were getting some replies with numbers, it was the K2 started popping and going up to not all the way up to red, but going up to like the farther end of the yellows. Yeah,
it starts green is
starts
low and
green,
then goes to red.
Goes to yellow, then goes to red. It was around the yellows, the high yellows, that it was hitting.
Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty interesting events. Pretty interesting events this week for us.
Yeah, so I talked to him about going there another night, on a night, because we went there in the middle of the day.
It was around noon.
It was hard to take pictures with the windows glaring in there.
Yeah.
So, we got what we got. But
yeah, he said maybe like on a Sunday it's kind of slower. They close early. We can just go there at night when they close early. And we were talking about maybe just going there and just sitting in the dark and the quiet and just perking our ears up.
Yeah, I like doing that. You can hear a lot more. You get more in tune with your senses.
Yeah, so that'll be a fun one coming up. We hope in the future. But pretty good responses though. So we heard clearly the word "he's coming," or the phrase "he's coming," the word "speak," the word bye, and then possibly your name came through.
Yeah.
Your full name.
Right. And it was a little choppy because normally when words get said, it is more of a fluid thing. What it sounded like when it said my name, it was a little choppier, but I mean, a lot of EVPs are choppy like that too.
Yeah.
And I mean, they probably were pulling the resources they had through that app, and that's what the best they could make it sound like, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it was eventful. Even though we were there for maybe an hour, it was pretty eventful.
For about an hour exactly.
So pretty eventful for just an hour.
Yeah.
Because they were getting ready to open up, and it was getting loud. Employees were arriving, so we just kind of feel like it was going to distort our whatever we might hear or any evidence. So we just figured, we'll just stop at this point.
Yep.
All right, man. So anything else you got?
No, I don't think so. Do you got anything coming up for you going on this week?
I'm always got things cooking up, so we'll talk about it next week when it arrives. I'm on the grind going, so things always happen. All right, guys, do the honor roll challenge.
Yeah, honor roll challenge for the win.
Do it. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Another episode.
All right, everybody.
Buko Boys.
Peace out.